Okay. Someone said Banjo. I don't know. This character
Honestly,
exists, I realize.
Yeah.
Online -1, offline +1 for sure.
Like, in offline, you have enough time to react to a lot of the dumb stuff. I feel like Mewtwo's neutral is stronger. I think Mewtwo can keep him in disadvantage pretty well.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So +1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we can go.
Cool.
Plus,
Confusion also kind of ruins the character, I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Wario.
Wario.
with me, but I think it's +1.
Yeah, I think +1.
I can see that. I honestly can see that.
The only real like disadvantage that I could see is like Waft, but that's like for every single character.
Wario gets mad rewarded for landing a hit on Mewtwo, for sure. Is Nair safe on shield? Do we know?
It's -4.
Minus. Holy sh! Really? That is nuts. Okay. So if we go back to the previous discussion, Wario definitely gets a lot of reward for hitting Mewtwo. Waft is obviously always a thing.
That's the thing, it's also kind of hard to hit him too, because he's so fast in
He
the air.
is very fast in the air. I think off stage, again, Mewtwo does fine against him. I think Mewtwo outranges him by a fair amount, which, again, historically has been a very big problem for Wario.
Right, Wario is pretty...
Does the bike matter in this matchup?
Kinda does, because it blocks Shadow Ball.
Oh, you are so right.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right, you're right.
In that case, I think it's even.
Yeah, I've been thinking even as well.
So it's like Mewtwo has the range, Wario kind of has the frame data on Mewtwo.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it
pretty much.
seems-
I think, yeah, from what we're seeing, there's a lot of push and pull, like a lot of pros and cons each character has for each other. So I think that's a sign of an even matchup. And the last Mario character, Yoshi.
I think we lose this one.
Yeah.
I think the -1 seems fitting, not gonna lie.
I have 3 really good Yoshis in my region, in Suarez, Miles, and Raptor.
I have one. I don't know. He kind of mashes.
It's Yoshi, man!
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I mean,
They do like that green button that says A.
It can be difficult to like land stuff on Yoshi, especially with that double jump. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, double jump.
I don't think Yoshi's got to be at a high % for confusion and for it to actually finally connect.
Yeah.
Same with like, I don't even think it's possible. Like, is down throw forwarder like even possible against Yoshi? Like,
Probably not. If they double jump, no. That's
Where
also
it's like-
assuming they don't DI out, you know?
Yeah, you might be able to get one off.
I mean, regardless, I do think it's a -1 still. Do we want to cover the Pokemon?
Yeah,
I was about
why
to say
not?
that.
Greninja?
Back to the other Pokemon.
I think we lose. I think we lose this one.
Yeah,
I think we lose too.
-1.
I think
This
so,
feels
I
like a
think so too.
-1.
Like,
That's
arguably the best Whiff Punisher in the entire game. Like,
Oh, yeah.
freaking fast, really good dash attack, walking cross up, stupid good nair.
The thing is, like, his disadvantage isn't really that great.
Yeah, no
It's
hitbox.
like he has like the water shuriken stall to like delay his landing.
Yep.
And like if he lands like a falling nair on Mewtwo, he's definitely getting damage off that.
Yeah, no, Mewtwo could definitely do some stuff, but
Right.
Greninja definitely gets rewarded a lot more. Puff.
Okay.
Advantage.
I have base
plus
mage. And,
one.
I have a
so,
good amount of experience against Puff.
Yeah, I've been playing against base mage like literally the entirety of Ultimate because he lives in my region. So
Mhm.
Nice.
I think it's slight losing from you two only because of my biasness of base mage, but I don't lose to any other Puff because of him.
So do you think
it's like my
your
situation with
struggles
Kirby.
against Base Mage are because of a skill issue, or do you think it's a character matchup issue then?
I mean, obviously he's a better player than me, but like once he gets in, he can edge guard Mewtwo very easy.
Yeah,
Change
downer into rest is
Mhm.
is also very potent.
to- Yeah, I mean, Pound is really good. If you're trying to box with that character, like you're gonna get f***ed up. Like you definitely have to play really Shadow Ball campy and
Right.
Yep.
be
But at
below
the
him.
same time, I feel like Mewtwo is one of the only characters that can contest Jigglypuff in the air.
I'd want to say even.
I'm fine with either even or +1. I'm down for either. What's the consensus?
For me,
I say-
+1.
I say even.
So we're still tied.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have any thoughts on this, I'm not gonna lie.
You know what? My list, we'll put in +1 for now. We'll move it around later.
There's
No other
Incineroar.
Pokemon- Oh yeah, Incineroar.
I think this is +1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same.
On paper, this character should never get in, but
Right.
it happens.
But if he
Yeah.
does, you did.
The character is definitely very strong. There's like a top 50 player now.
Revenge is also a factor in this matchup.
Yeah, you can't just spam Shadow Ball freely.
Right. Just camp him. You're done.
Yeah, basically.
GG, shake my hand.
All right, +1 then.
Yeah.
Dope. Lucario. This one's interesting.
I think it's even because
I was
do
gonna
that.
say
it's okay
even
to
too.
play a little bit more aggressively towards the beginning, but you have to be on point with your defense, right? Because around that time is where his combos actually start working, and that's where you're gonna get f***ed up the most. He's slept on, to be honest.
He definitely is.
Yeah, he's like, again, he sucks until he doesn't.
Exactly.
Pichu. We'll go through the rats.
+1.
That's an
Yeah,
interesting
plus-
take. Want to
Yeah.
explain that?
Shadow Ball alone screws that character up, and that character literally damages himself like trying to approach you with Thunder Jolt.
True.
And they can't up B towards you like Pikachu can and like hurt you. So you're safe. And not only that, like that character's at like death percent at like 40%. Yes, if he gets in on you, like he can f your day up a little bit, but
I think Pichu is hard to get the first, or like to get that initial, combo starter.
Yeah.
Once you actually
Yeah,
get
yeah.
that hit, it is very easy to combo. Like surprisingly easy for how small they are.
Isn't Pichu bigger than Pikachu?
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
Wait. Oh, it's a head.
All right, so what do we
Yeah.
think then? Because it seems like we're either hovering between even and +1.
I
I
say
think +1 makes sense.
Plus-
Okay, the better rat.
Pikachu.
that one's even. I feel like
Even.
Even.
Mm-hmm.
We
I've
come
played a
to an
lot.
agreement. I feel like, at least again to the average, I guess, Mewtwo player, I've seen a lot of people say this is -1. Like
As
I
bad.
don't think we really care about T-Jolt that much. I feel
Yeah.
like we have stuff to get around that. We outranged Pikachu to all hell. The main thing, honestly, I feel like, is that getting out of shield could be a little difficult at times. We recovered just fine against them. Yeah, I think I'm cool with even. Pokemon Trainer.
Right.
So we're basing the character like as a whole.
The character as a whole. I don't really care about like specific ones.
I think a slight win if we're including the whole.
Yeah, I think if it's slight when if including the whole thing.
So,
If it was
like,
Like,
just
we
Squirtle, I
agree
would
the
say
hardest.
minus
We
one.
agree the hardest Pokemon to deal with is Squirtle, right?
Yes,
Absolutely.
I agree with
Yeah.
that. I was gonna say, from my experience, we lose to Squirtle, we probably win against Ivysaur, and then we're fine against Charizard. That's been
Yeah.
my experience.
Same here.
Alright.
With that, I'd say it's +1 then.
Okay.
Because like most of the
Yeah.
time, Pokemon trainers like swap out of Squirtle pretty like early. Once you're around like 60%, that's when they're probably
Yeah.
gonna hop off Squirtle.
Most of the Pokemon trainers I fought are pretty Ivysaur heavy.
The main thing that's scary with Ivysaur is obviously getting the 2 framed by down air, and also like just down air to up air shenanigans.
Even still, Mewtwo can just stall,
Yeah,
like and wait for it.
like a lot of the times when you get down air, it's because you got outplayed. Cool. So +1.
Yeah.
Okay, we have the rest of the cast. Do we want to do Fire Emblem?
Yeah, let's do Fire
All
Emblem.
right, Chrom.
over that.
-1.
-1. Yeah.
-1.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool. And I guess the more important character, Roy.
Also, definitely -1. Probably harder
Yeah.
Is it -2 territory though? Because I know
No.
this.
No.
Close.
No.
Close, but not quite.
Because I know that there's a lot of Mewtwo's that complain about this matchup.
They
Not
both
for-
kill Mewtwo incredibly early.
Yes. By definition, they fit the archetype that does really well against Mewtwo, right? They have disjoints, they're fast, they pressure Mewtwo, inhibit him from charging Shadow Ball, get in his
Yeah.
face, pressure their shield very well. -1 makes
And
sense. Corrin.
I think we
Um,
win. I think we
I-
win.
Win, but I also don't have a lot of experience in that matchup, so I don't want to say.
I can see even, honestly, though.
I can see even.
Corrin's disjoints are a big problem,
Mhm.
you know, especially that forward smash. That down air out of disadvantage is really good against Mewtwo with the multi-hit. At the same time, Corrin doesn't really have much of an answer to Shadow Ball.
No.
Doesn't
And
really
I
have much of
mean,
an answer to camping, and Mewtwo's so much faster.
also the hilarious thing I love about Corrin is that their projectile has such little priority. Like, full
Oh,
charge
yeah.
just like gets eaten up by a small Shadow Ball, which is amazing.
I really think it's +1 because I just always feel like it's so easy to punish Corrin. It's so easy.
I do think Mewtwo at neutral is Corrin. Mewtwo's advantage is fine. I do think Corrin's advantage is better than Mewtwo's advantage. I can see either even or +1.
For me, +1.
I'm gonna say even, just because I don't know for sure.
I'm gonna say even,
Okay.
based off of my experience.
Ike Poo.
+1.
Don't
He's
know
like
how
the
I feel
opposite.
about
Like
Fast
he's like the
Form.
opposite of Corrin, where I feel like his biggest strength is like his neutral, but then everything else is meh.
Yeah,
This is assuming like top level play,
Yes,
right?
assuming top level
Yeah.
play.
I feel like Ike wins. I think Mewtwo loses this one.
Yeah, slight loss from Mewtwo.
Slightly.
I don't feel like I can really combo Mewtwo that much though, because you get hit once or twice.
He puts Mewtwo, I feel like, or he puts opponents in pretty awkward positions.
That's a better way to put it.
More importantly,
Normally, Ike's combos are only like 2 hits regardless.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Like, they kill Mewtwo early. I mean,
One. But at the same
think
time, it's got the
minus
Chrom.
At the same time, I really like Shadow Ball in this matchup too. It's like, to be fair,
Fireball is very
Yeah.
useful.
I don't know. I'm only gonna say -1 because we're assuming top level play. Like I feel like on an average, even high level, I feel like Mewtwo probably wins. But top level Ikes are a different breed.
we'll put
Yeah,
-1
-1.
for now. Bayonetta.
I have the best Bayo in the world in my region. You probably know his name.
Go for
Live
it.
Forever.
I'm pretty sure in Wadi's matchup chart for Mewtwo, he put Bayonetta at -1 too.
Every Bayo matchup chart I've ever seen, every single one of them have always put Mewtwo on like +2 for them. Like they think that they dominate Mewtwo. Yeah.
Okay.
I
I don't think it's that bad.
I don't
No.
think it's that bad, but we do not win this.
Okay, so -1 is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
combo.
makes sense. She has really good out of shield options, very good mix-ups on our shield. Combos Mewtwo very well. Mewtwo's a big body, is light, gets killed off the top easier than others. Cloud.
Oh wait, we forgot Marth.
Oh, did we forget Marth?
Fire
Oh, right, we're
Emblem.
doing
Yeah,
Fire
we forgot
Emblem.
Marth.
What am I doing? We might as well do Marth and Lucina right together.
I want to say Marth is, if it's a good Marth, it's definitely even. I think Lucina's +1 for us.
Interesting. I've always, for the longest time, I put Lucina in even.
Lucina has to go for more of those like raw like hits at death percent. Like Marth could literally rob stocks from you if they know what they're doing with the character.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I guess to
Yeah.
be fair, Mewtwo's big hurt box are going to mean, are going to result in slightly more tippers too.
Yeah,
So-
thinking about it.
So what's the consensus then? Even or -1 for Marth, and then what for
I'd say
Lucina?
it's even.
Also, I really like Shadow Ball in these and the matchups that they don't have an answer to projectiles.
Yeah, Marth is harder to deal with, but it's still ultimately even.
Yeah. Is that it for Fire Emblem?
Oh
no, Robin.
Oh, Robin.
But what do
it
you
feels
guys think?
even from my experience. Not
It
gonna
feels
lie.
-1 from my experience.
I think it's +1. I think Arcfire.
We
is
had
very
3
fast.
different answers.
Okay.
So Robin's strengths, ledge trapping is very strong with them.
Third kill power, by the
Yeah,
way, with
very-
Levin Sword.
yeah,
That
very
right
good-
here is
very good kill
ridiculous.
Levin Sword, like you said, very good damage output. What of those strengths does Mewtwo care about? The kill power for sure. Does
The
Mewtwo
kill
care about
power,
their ledge trapping?
Yeah.
Kind of,
To an
yes.
extent. To an extent.
You can't really fight Robin in the air.
hmm
Like
You can't, no.
that, it is extremely dangerous. to
Nair is
fight.
really fast and really strong.
In terms of advantages that Mewtwo has, what do we think? Obviously, like, it's a tall-ish character, so combos are not that hard to
tallish
come by.
character, very slow. Very, very slow.
Yeah.
Very, very slow.
And also, Shadow Ball beats all of the projectiles except Foron.
Yeah, I say even. This
Yeah,
feels
yeah.
pretty even after this.
Yeah.
I guess we just go down the line now. We have enough characters we can do that. Cloud.
Even.
-1.
I think this is +1.
What the
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Guys,
What is going on?
you guys talk this out. I'm gonna go fill up my water bottle.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right.
Who wants
so-
to go first?
Like, yeah, they have really good kill power, which is insane against the Mewtwo, and like their moves are pretty large. But Mewtwo's like attacks, I feel like come out decently fast, faster than like all of the big moves, other than like back air normally that Cloud has to push up, and Mewtwo can win in the air against Cloud, which is like Cloud's like safest place. And even though Cloud is like relatively fast, I don't think it's that difficult to land like Shadow Balls or even charge them.
What about Limit, then? Just like, does your opinion change when the Cloud gets Limit?
No, because a lot of the time, if you stay away from them, you could, if you're keeping track of how long their like break is last, most of the time if you just stay away, they're obviously going to go for the projectile. And if you know that, it's pretty easy to either reflect it or avoid it. A lot of the time when they go for their side B with that, if you're off stage, most of the time they're probably just gonna go for the 2-frame, and Mewtwo can just stall. He does not have to like approach that at all, and like edge guarding it normally is just Mewtwo can just avoid it.
But
It's
at
not
the
good
same
at
time,
recovery.
forward of back air, that sword is 12 miles long, man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
I don't know.
I feel like the
It's
matchup
pretty
is
easy to
-1.
avoid them though. This is the thing. And like a lot of the time, you can just like charge.
For me,
Shadow
it's
Ball.
easy to avoid until I'm in a corner. This is definitely a matchup where stage control is really important, for sure.
Yes.
I'm willing to say it's like even, but I don't think it's -1.
Okay, we'll put even for now. The pits. These characters I feel like are very inoffensive. Like there's nothing super spectacular about them, but there's no core weakness, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a weird one.
There's not really a whole lot for like Mewtwo to worry about when it comes to the pit matchup.
Yeah.
Like the only thing really is
The reflector, maybe?
the reflector and maybe
Arrows?
maybe their grab.
The better player's just gonna win, which
Yeah.
I feel like is a sign of even.
One thing that I do think is difficult about this matchup is Shadow Ball. It's really hard to charge it, and it's pretty difficult to find a good time to throw it. Yeah, the reflector, and even like they got multiple jumps, they can avoid it pretty easily, even regardless of the reflector.
The overall interactions are relatively even, but Mewtwo just needs less of them to win.
Wait, too, since he doesn't have a
True,
hitbox on
that is very true.
Mhm.
And again, Mewtwo can stall. Okay, cool. Dark Samus, or just the Samuses. I really like this matchup.
I say Samus.
A character
I
that
I
is quote-unquote better Mewtwo. Yeah, I mean, ledge trapping is like obnoxious, but I mean, other than that, I think Mewtwo out-neutrals Samus by a fair amount. Off stage, especially if they don't have their double jump, is very scary for them. They obviously do still have a strong neutral, so it can, when hit in the wrong spot, Mewtwo can definitely die or take a lot of damage.
If they whiff a grab, you could punish it really well.
For sure.
That's very true.
Yeah, that's another thing. Also, just like Mewtwo almost doesn't even need to worry about grab out of shield. I like this matchup a lot, but like, again, I'm biased.
I feel even. I wasn't like.
Didn't Wadi go up against Quick at some point? I feel like there's definitely I'll need to look it up after. But we'll put even for now. Duck Hunt, I don't know this character at all. Like, who the
I can tell you this is +1.
I have
Most
no
of his
opinion
game
on this
plan-
matchup.
Most of Duck Hunt's game plan is revolved around the projectiles, with confusion, kind of fucks around with that. But it's like the quantity of the stuff being thrown at you can sometimes be enough to like overwhelm you, and also just like neutral B can be like hit around, maybe used for mix-ups, I guess.
The main concern I think I have in this matchup would probably be landing. Once they like get Mewtwo in the air, that could be a little scary. But I mean, every other aspect or every other game state, I don't see Mewtwo doing horribly in. Yeah, I don't know. So +1?
+1.
Plus
Also,
one.
Yeah.
One
Okay.
thing that no one mentioned is, yes, the angle that it sends at, if you get them off stage, you could literally just drop down and Shadow Ball and put them in a bad spot, and the can's no longer there to save them.
Big Daddy Ganon.
+1.
+2.
Nah, I wouldn't go as far as +2 just because
+1.
I feel like it's like at the brink of +1. Like it's almost +2, but it's not. Mainly because like yeah, we can combo him a lot. It's pretty difficult for him to land things on us, but like every time he does, it's so meaningful. It's literally just like Luigi.
I guess so, but just like how is he catching us? He has like
His Nair is pretty potent against Mewtwo. Not gonna lie.
Very, very
Yeah.
important.
I just don't respect this character by any means. I mean, a character with good kill power, I guess, is always going to have a chance, you know, against Mewtwo,
Mhm.
I
He
guess.
killed
which
Mewtwo
makes
might
sense.
do
But
that.
then again, do we put Mac in here too? Like,
No, because
No,
he
it's a
fucking
little bit different.
crumbles with platform camping.
It's a little bit different with Ganon because Ganon has Nair and back air at least.
mhm.
DDD and Lomac lose in like literally every single way.
All right, we'll put +1. Hero, I
Want to say -1.
+1.
motherfucker, I was gonna say even.
I'll say +1 too.
Or they can't really use the menu that much, then you're in good hands. Like if you let them like play around with getting power-ups and shit like that, yeah, you're gonna have a hard time.
Their counter is rough, and it's also pretty common. Like they will get it at least like once in this matchup.
You mean
Oh, the bounce.
Bounce, yeah. Before, without bounce, Shadow Ball is like you can use that for free and send it out for free. But like if he gets bounce, you can't do that anymore. So you have to go in on him.
So again,
+1.
we had 3 different answers. +1. All right, we're going
Yeah.
with that for now. Ices.
I have too much experience against Ice Climbers. Top level player, right?
Mhm.
Like a top level Ice Climber player is going to know how to do desyncs, is going to know how to get out of combos. And with Mewtwo, that can be rough because on stage, if you don't hit both of them at the same time, Nana will probably just hit you back. So comboing this character can be extremely difficult. Only time Mewtwo wins this matchup is off stage. That's the only thing, like the only time Mewtwo can do anything, like basically at all.
How easy do you think it is in terms of just separating the climbers?
Against a good ice climbers, it can be kind of hard. Disable too. Disable is not.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do like if you use disable in this matchup. If they have like both climbers, why would you use disable? Actually,
yeah. I feel like a lot of it is just predicated on how easily you kill Nana.
For me personally, I think this is just -1 because the only dub that Mewtwo gets in this matchup is off stage. And it's pretty difficult to win like neutral against climbers.
I'll put it there for now. I have no experience with this matchup other than online. So, and again, most of those people don't know how to desync. So, Isabelle.
I want to say even.
So I've played.
Yeah.
I have Elam in my region, who's a really good villager, Isabelle main. I think he believes that they lose the matchup. When I was playing against him, he won game 1 on PS2. He switched from villager to Steve, and I was like, "Why'd you do that? You won the first game." He's like, "Cause that matchup sucks." I don't know. I feel like theoretically, I mean, they have projectiles, we have confusion, but it's not necessarily that simple. Isabelle's like, even though she is really, really stubby, her frame data is not bad, like on the moves, and so like if you are really up close with her.
Not to mention, she also has like the slingshot forward and back air.
She is kind of a flowcharty character. Like if you learn how to play against one Isabelle, you've kind of learned how to play against all of them.
I'm kind of hearing even. It doesn't seem like it seems like a very unambitious matchup.
I want to say +1, but I'm okay with even.
I feel you.
Isabelle, and
Cool.
he does not find the matchup fun, and I think
I
that
don't either.
Yeah, we do not find this matchup fun.
All right. Well, I guess does anything change with villager?
The only thing I think Villager gets is like the tree blocks Shadow Ball, and also he has like a third projectile in the form of
the Lloyd
Side
rocket.
B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Villager probably does a little better, but it's not anything significant where you would go up.
Not enough to change its like placement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. KAZUYA MISHIMA. Does he win?
This is a very weird one. I feel like it's even, specifically for the reason like how Sephiroth Mewtwo or Peach Mewtwo's even, they can both kill each other. Like they both just can like dominate in different ways.
I also do think this is one of the most stage dependent matchups.
That's why I think we could put it at even. Like either character can just obliterate the other in different games. So like Mewtwo can combo and has incredible advantage against KAZUYA and can just keep away very well.
Yep.
But if KAZUYA gets in, even at 0, that could be death.
Right.
So,
Usually it is. I also think another thing you need to consider, the grounded reflector.
Oh yeah. That shit's annoying.
At first I thought it was kind of going to be kind of a gimmick, but then I realized, oh wait, this is really bad if we like Shadow Ball.
we'll stick with even.
All right.
Ken is -1. Ken is -1.
Yeah, so I originally was like optimistic about this matchup. The more I played it, though, it seems it's just tough. He's like just fast enough where he can get in consistently, and it makes me sad.
The disable auto turnaround gimmick is very good against him, though. Like that's just all like Terry, all of the characters with auto turnaround. Disable is so important.
Because I mean, the reward is insane. Like the amount of thing you could get off of it is ridiculous.
It's so like you get it so consistently too. Because a lot of like the ways they combo are grounded. I'm not sure if we're willing to put him to even though because of that. Because Ken is probably the most.
I think he's the hardest of the Shotos to deal with.
He's definitely the hardest from my experience.
Like, would you say that he like jumps the most, like he's in the air the most frequently?
I think so. Yeah.
Do we want to just do Ryu?
I think Ryu's even.
I think so too. Because he's just slower.
He's slightly slower.
His gimmick is literally his neutral beat, and we can reflect that very easily.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. That's even.
Cool. And again, plus the auto turn disable stuff is always still there. Kirby.
+1.
This is
+1.
This is a +1, but I will say it's kind of annoying because you gotta play. You gotta
It's
play
Kirby,
slow.
It's gonna be annoying anyway.
You gotta play slow against him.
You do.
Lucas.
I think we
don't
win
know.
this one.
I'll go with the consensus. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't really know either.
I'd say +1 or even.
Yeah, +1.
Okay, cool. Mega Man. He does
I
have a
want
lot of
to say-
projectiles.
I want to say even. I played this matchup a fair bit offline. But like, just the fact that we have Reflect isn't really enough because Mega Man can throw out a whole slew more. Leaf Shield isn't too hard to reflect, and also like shielding. And Crash Bomber, I swear they only ever use it when you're like coming back from respawn.
Which is actually a point I was gonna bring up. Like, so many of them do it when they're off stage, and you can just get free kills, like just forward air them every single time they do that.
It seems like we do fine enough in neutral, and I mean, honestly, again, I don't see really a lot of follow-ups where Mega Man just like really blows up Mewtwo for a ton of damage. Yeah, I don't know. I'm tentatively want to put it even.
I think it's
Yeah.
Kind of where I put it too.
Meta Knight.
Can we agree this is like -1?
I don't know.
I don't think it's that bad. Like,
I don't know if it's -1.
so Meta Knight is obviously a character whose matchup chart is going to be very dependent on whether he can dash attack into up air. You know, up air, up air,
Which
up
he
air.
can on Mewtwo.
Yeah, Mewtwo is one of those characters, which is important. Good aerials, he has a lot of jumps so he can mix up the pressure. Obviously, the dash attack into up airs. At the same time, despite having a sword, I feel like Mewtwo doesn't really struggle with the range that much. In fact, I would actually argue he kind of like outranges them by a little bit. Meta Knight has a really good disadvantage state, so I've never had huge problems with Meta Knight, and I mean, just I'm struggling to really think of a scenario where it's, I don't know.
Shall
What do
we
you
say
guys
say
think?
even?
I kind of want to put even for now.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'll say
we'll change later. The Mii's time. Where do we want to
I'd
put
say
Brawler?
I'd say we lose this one.
Yeah. If they run anything with like that cheesy up B, hell yeah, we lose that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mewtwo gets destroyed by that.
Mii Gunner.
I think we win this.
Yeah, we win that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we win this one.
The only time we struggle is when we're at ledge against Grenade, but that's pretty much the only scenario we like lose.
Yeah.
Pretty badly.
I agree.
Mii Swordfighter is a gimmick. We win this.
Oh my god.
I do agree that Swordfighter is the worst out of the Mii's.
It's literally just like the easiest of the Falco like matchups. You know they're going to want like one or two things, and if you play around them perfectly, they can't do jack shit.
Min.
Okay, I think
Top
this
level?
is top
player?
level. I think this is slightly
I think we
losing
lose.
for us. Yeah,
I think we lose this one.
Is it enough to put it in the -1 or in the even?
definitely -1.
I'd
Okay.
say it's -1. Top
Yeah.
level.
Yeah. I mean, the main thing, it seems very similar. It's like inverse Luigi in the sense that Min has every tool to keep Mewtwo out, and also has the reflector to get rid of Shadow Ball. If Mewtwo
we
does
get
get in, he does get a lot of reward. Getting in, I think, is very difficult. Obviously, 2 framing at the ledge is very difficult. Yeah, no, I'm fine with -1. Ness.
I think we win this. I'm gonna be honest.
I do
It's
want
pretty
to.
tough.
I want to agree with you, Rabibo, but like he's such a good
I-
character.
I don't know. I've never really had too much issue with Ness. Yeah, he's like super annoying, and he has a lot of things that count as Shadow Ball. But I don't know. Honestly, I don't even really have like a crazy good reason as to why I think this is plus. It just, I just do.
No, I get what you're saying though. Like it just whenever you played the matchup, it doesn't feel bad, right?
Yeah.
Mewtwo outranges him. On the other hand, Ness is a good character, has
Ness
really
can
good pressure.
press the buttons.
Yeah, press really good
He
buttons.
sure can.
Pac Man.
I think we win this.
Really?
Yeah. Top level. Top level. I don't know about that one.
Actually, yeah.
The character is just he's so fucked up. He's so good.
This is it's just so random. It's so random. Like a top level Pac Man. That's kind of scary. That's very scary because they're not gonna do the basic like charge key and then throw it at the fire hydrant. Like they're gonna do incredible stuff.
I feel like Mewtwo, especially with Pac Man being one of the floatier characters, and also Pac Man having arguably the best recovery in the entire game with how much he can stall, I feel like really neutralizes one of Mewtwo's main strengths, which is off stage. At top level, what do we think? I'm tentatively want to put it at -1.
I said even.
I think
At-
even as well.
Yeah.
top level.
even.
Okay.
+1 locally for sure.
Olimar.
I think
We
lose. This one.
lose.
We
Yeah.
lose this one. Shadow
Yeah.
Ball is completely invalidated in this matchup.
Yeah, and then I mean gets combo like crazy. Has has a Pikmin to kill you off of a throw, has a Pikmin to just throw at you, and Belmonts.
We win.
We
yeah,
win.
I think we win this one.
Okay. I think their neutral is pretty good, just it falls apart off stage.
They can't really use cross or their axe because it's so slow that we can reflect that so easily.
Actually,
Usually
question,
kind of fucks with their play style, yeah.
how much do we care about ledge trapping?
We don't.
I want to
Because-
say not a whole lot.
Because their ledge trapping is really good, right?
Their ledge trapping is pretty good, yeah.
But Mewtwo could get around it easy. I feel
Yeah,
like.
that's what I'm thinking.
Ridley.
I'd say they're +2 or +1.
You think it's +2?
I'd be willing to go up to +2.
I'm cool with +1. I think Ridley has good enough buttons where it's not +2 yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too.
I do like the matchup though, it's a fun one.
It
I like it
definitely
too.
is.
Shulk, because he has like virtually every single tool in a good character, yet no one uses him.
I think he's like a good character. It's just like he's not good enough to be considered super incredibly popular.
Right.
Like he's a good character.
I want to say -1.
So,
I think I'd go to even or -1.
Let's do -1 for now. I mean,
Yeah.
disjoints are cool. Well, not cool for Mewtwo. He has good pressure, especially with speed. I will say, the rapid jab at the ledge destroys shield farm. Snake.
Even.
This is a really interesting one because I'm pretty sure at first, like when the game like was in its early stages, Mewtwo's hated this, but like as time went on, I feel like people
People have just gotten, yeah, I feel very...
got more and more used to it. Peace loves this matchup.
Oh yeah, no, he loves this matchup.
I think y'all seen that. He loves it. He thinks this
Yeah.
matchup is free.
Admittedly, a lot of that's because he's an offstage demon, so like every single time he's trying to go off stage, and Snake, unless he's recovering super high, you know, is pretty vulnerable. I definitely don't think Mewtwo loses by any means, and I mean, I think we even have like top level proof of this, especially with Wadi beating MVD. I'm pretty sure at one of the recent tournaments. Confusion is
I think
very
it's
good, especially since one of their main ways to drop the grenade is to shield. Obviously, Snake does have the kill power, which is what keeps it from being a plus, like a solid advantage. Yeah, I think even is good. Sonic.
Yeah, I don't really have anything for this one.
Psybe kind of lets him ignore Shadow Ball in a way.
Mewtwo does have the speed to like maybe catch him sometimes.
Like,
Mewtwo never like gets truly camped out, I feel like, against Sonic.
Plus, like Shadow Ball kind of does force the like Sonic to actually come at Mewtwo
Yeah,
a lot of the time.
Up level, I'll say -1.
I'm
yeah,
fine with -1, yeah.
cool.
Sure.
But I guess for the video, for the record, we have no idea. We're theory crafting.
Yeah, we're just throwing that there.
Sora.
+1.
I suck against this character, so I won't say anything. The main strength, I think, for Mewtwo is that I don't think Sora has an amazing answer to Shadow Ball because his counter doesn't, like, send it back at him. We can't
Well, like,
really
he
edge guard
can-
him that well.
Yeah,
Another
edge
thing-
guarding is kind of. Mewtwo does kill Sora pretty efficiently though, because Sora
He
is
does.
Yeah, he is
Yeah.
late. Also, Sora suffers from Mewtwo double jump syndrome, where he can't double jump out of your stuff.
yeah,
I'd
I'd say even. Like it sounds like.
cool. Terry, the last fighting game character.
-1.
Yeah,
It's a matchup where it's a matchup where we bully him off stage, but then for the rest of the time we're just sort of dealing
Yeah.
with his own mini
Not to mention, I think the main thing also is just his burst options are exceptionally good. They have invincibility, they go through the Shadow Ball sometimes. We do have the auto-turn disable bullshit, but I don't know if it's enough.
I think they can nair and like side B and kill Mewtwo at like 40 at ledge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes me sad. Okay, -1.
Listen, I played against Darkstalker, the one who's called the French Free. That shit. Oh my god.
We fit.
Said Rapid Bow doesn't like this one. This match.
I'm not the biggest fan.
Me neither.
I
But I
like-
also think we win this.
I think Mewtwo has all the right tools. Deep breathing could fuck us up for sure, but I want to say it's even.
John Numbers is in my region, who's like a really good Wii Fit.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
But I mean, I've never got to play against him. I do have a good
There's
friend
a-
of mine who also made Wii Fit and had to go up against him like round 1 of pools, which was hilarious.
There's a lot of Wii Fits in my region. I talked to some of them. They think that they win, but just barely. So I'd say it's like even.
Yeah, which I mean,
Fair enough.
that sound checks off. I think 45,
Yeah.
55, 55, 45 kind of deal. Zelda.
I think
Win.
we lose this one.
Really?
No, we don't lose this one.
I think we win. Knowing
Yes,
it's
we
fun.
win this one.
All right, you know, like what are your guys' reasons? Just, let me see, like why.
I just think a lot of her stuff, at least offline, is very reactable. She does get ridiculous reward if she lands the lightning kicks. which
It's mainly just the grabs, I think. That's the main way she gets the lightning kicks.
Yeah.
I do think the ledge trapping is a little bit more precarious. But I don't know. I feel like Mewtwo just out neutrals and out advantages her though.
It's an annoying matchup for sure. I still think that I think it's a slight win.
Okay. I think in that
so.
case we do. It sounds like 55-45, which seems even. And last but not least, Trash Girl herself, ZSS, where are we
-1.
putting her? I agree with that. She definitely needs to work a lot harder for her damage.
Here's the thing though, just like neutral alone, you can't put ZSS in even because of that, in my opinion, because she's so hard to catch.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can be, but she's
Get out of
pretty
jail.
easy to kill though. It's like the inverse with Luigi again.
I lean towards -1. I could be
think
convinced
-1 as well.
of even.
I was thinking even.
Venom, what do you think?
-1 for sure.
Okay.
I played like a top ZSS quite often. It's very, very tough.
Okay. Is there anything we want to change?
Okay, I was saving this one. This is a bit of a hard take. This y'all decided this before I even like came here because I came a bit late.
Yep.
It's yeah, you are. I
already knew it.
Wait,
I
what?
think Link is even. I just think Link is even. I can't.
Hell
stand
no.
it.
What the?
No, we're not having this conversation.
Dude, I swear it's not -2, man. Like I don't know. I will die on this hill. Every Mewtwo puts it -2. I just don't know why.
Because
I don't see it. I just don't see it hard.
You haven't been playing the right links then.
Yes, I have. I've played against really good links. I just don't see it. I just think it's even. I just think it's even. His nair isn't even that bad. You can reflect boomerang. Shadow Ball goes through so much. His bomb isn't that threatening. I don't know. Yeah, he can.
Yeah, I'm putting him -2. I think we all agreed. Like that was
Yeah.
I'm the only person in the entirety of the Mewtwo community who thinks this, but like, I'll die on this hill. I don't care.
Yeah, no. Link stays a -2. Anything else? Anything else that we want to change? Rapibo, since you weren't here, what are your thoughts on Steve being an even?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I feel like if I say -1, Venom is gonna give me an earful.
Damn straight.
Alright, yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Yeah, no, this is a good time. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a good list? Maybe let us know in the comments. Roast me at whatever the
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, all that good algorithm bullshit. I'll catch you guys later.